Is your character not as agile as you would like?
Karluk looks at Euphemia and says, I really wish he would have missed, and then just falls over.
Is DM's grace in short supply?
Oh, and the candles go out
Yeah.
on the Minotaur's horns.
Is compassion not your character's strong suit?
Minotaur more like beef or more like cannibalism? I'm asking for a friend.
Is persuasion your dump stat?
Be prepared for a caster. Please do not move on their own.
There's no caster here.
Listen long enough, and you too might learn how to roleplay 8 Charisma.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Roleplay 8 Charisma. And as we always do, we're going to kick it off here today with a summary of what happened last time. Now, there was no combat last time. It was a pure role-playing session, which are some of my favorites, although I was like a good, sword in the gut too. So, but anyway, I don't know if we have a hard, fast rule for this, but I feel like Euphemia was in mid-sentence last time. And also, Shadeen was in town. So I will defer it to either Shadeen or Euphemia to summarize last time.
John has a question.
I need you to allow me to share the screen.
Oh, yes. Well, you can go ahead and do that, John, while you're sharing the screen.
Well, Shadeen, I have a problem because Ulrich gives the best summations, and he's not been with us. So
so I'll sum it up. It'll be very quick.
I have a few notes, Shadeen, if you want to fill them in, or would you like to take the point?
Oh, no.
Wait a minute.
I'm sitting at a table. I've got a nice view, apparently, of the wall opposite where you are. I'm not even looking in your general direction. I would say I remember there was some... we have discovered a type of bard I've never even heard of before, and I'm not entirely certain how anything about this bard connects to anything else I've ever known about a bard, including our Caudelabra friend. And there was some frost involved. And other than that, I remember nothing.
Okay, well, here's what I recall. There was huge debate back at the cart whether Throlric and Pyric were safe enough to come into town. And Pyric was very concerned, even though Euphemia promised to hold his hand.
And didn't.
That's not true. She offered her hand. You rebuked it.
No. You ran off, and then you remembered, and then you came back.
No.
I would just like to say that we did spend an awful lot of time debating last time, and I would rather not debate the debates in the rerun when we're getting ready to go for today.
Fair.
All right, but since I'm the attorney of the group, I get the last word. I didn't forget.
I don't think that works. See, I'm just kidding.
I was waiting to get to the... I was waiting to get to the edge of the town, Pyric. We were on the way.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen how far I can cast a fireball? Okay.
No, I don't keep that.
And again, it was just for the record and to cover John's end of it. I don't think neither John nor I were afraid of the town. I think the town should have been afraid of us.
Yeah. That's how I got it. Now, on a side note, from a role-playing perspective, this is the best role-playing I've ever seen. And John may be like, what are you talking about? But as far as, because there might be no role-playing, I sat by a wagon, but he was super dedicated as well with Pyric. So super dedication. It was awesome. Okay. So Shadeen and I go into the town, and there's some weird stuff going off to the right of the map. They're kind of building a Burning Man or something like that. We ask what's going on, and there's going to be some sort of justice being met out. So Shadeen and I skirt to the left, and we make our way to the Lady Finger Inn. I have in parentheses White Lady. I have no idea why I have that. We also know this town, I believe it's called East Haven, because I have something written, Tyler of East Haven. I think that might have been the constable that pointed us towards the justice that was going to be meted out.
East Haven's the name of the town, and yes, Tyler was the guest.
So then Euphemia happened to notice passively or perhaps on purpose that this is a thieves guild run or founded town. And there's all sorts of thieves' cant running all over the place and scrawled and all sorts of letters. In hidden and thieves' cant kind of way. and Shadeen got pickpocketed or nearly pickpocketed.
No, there was a pocket picked. They just got caught.
Yes, and in this town, they're like, "What? What are you talking about? That's like patting somebody on the back." Euphemia then wanted to pickpocket somebody in return to practice her deft fingers, but failed because everybody living in a thieves' town has everything like super secured, super buckled down, hidden pouches inside of hidden pouches. We then bumped into this gentleman called Ronaldo the Bard, who apparently is really good at seances. And I'm going to turn that part over to Shadeen if he remembers, because I took new notes on that, so I can't remember.
So a bard, you say. And then there was some mumbo jumbo, and clearly there's fraudsterism at work, because the universe cares nothing for this man, this halfling, or his stage. And I would like to backtrack momentarily to reaffirm for all of those who may or may not have remembered that there is a zone around the party of Shadeen where common law still exists, and I will pummel anyone who steals anything, and I catch them. So I don't care for the customs of this little town. I'm just telling you that I carry my law with me in the shadows of my hands. All right, having said that, now there was a performance going on the stage with some mumbo and some jumbo and some hoodoo and some voodoo, if you will. And the windows glazed over, they frosted over, if you will. There was some writing on the fog. I believe it was most likely children outside the window writing as part of the overall scheme. And I believe there was some sort of image or shape, and I cannot remember to the best of my knowledge whether it was coming towards us across the lake or away from us across the lake. But there was definitely some sort of image and or person, probably yet another accomplice of this bard of which we speak, moving into or away from the perpetration of this fraud.
So bad we don't have an English teacher.
Sappy.
Yeah.
So the term you were looking for, Shadeen, was necrobardmancy. So the pulling together these things. A couple of the other details that were missed, of course, is the town regularly burns people, and it was burning. Is it a red wizard, John? Like we were talking about, it was either
they were preparing to burn a red wizard,
specifically a red wizard, and the party, of course, has a relationship with undocumented red wizards working. That is a documentation of workers. It's a very big concern of our party. But the most important element of the seance from the necrobardmancy was, of course, we asked important questions like telling information that the party needed. And it wasn't the question that was most important was, what did the butcher betray us? Which we could have had a definitive answer for. It is instead is the sunblight. Did I get that right?
No, it's who is the best blacksmith in the 10 towns?
No, we asked about the presence of the sunblight as well. And they're on a boat.
The second
in the
thing
harbor.
I asked is, what are all the magical influences in play around the towns?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have written down anyway.
Yeah. So,
and I also have two more bits of knowledge, but our DM is talking to us.
You're both correct. So the as the seance began, and there's a little picture of it up here, and this bard doing the seance, which is sort of interesting as a side note, because a seance, a true seance, theoretically, would not be a performance, right? It's an actual interaction with the other side. But this is a bard, so who knows? But then again, in our world, is that a performance or an actual interaction? What you decide. In any case,
I think I know what I believe.
In any case, everything that's described, you guys did a fantastic job. So I would like a point of inspiration for Rafe and a point of inspiration for Craig, and Seppi also take a point of inspiration as well for being additive.
I'm
just happy to be here.
If someone needs it,
You
take
actually,
it.
So as
Rick.
Joe's raising his hand, so Joe, you can have a point of inspiration.
Or Rick,
Joe made it more than I do. I don't need it on the wagon.
Okay. So one of the things that as the seance began, several people were sitting at the table, including Euphemia, who was invited over. And one of the other people, when the connection was made, and Ray, if you wrote down White Lady, that's because the bard mentioned that he could sometimes connect to the White Lady.
Okay.
That's where that wording came from. And so one of the people at the table sort of asked, and that's when we started to hear the squeaking, as if someone was pressing their finger against glass. And the words "invisible dwarves" appeared written in the frost on the glass behind the seancey. And he revealed, apparently channeling this White Lady, that gray-skinned dwarves have been stalking the streets of East Haven, Cardinval, and Car Konig. And their intentions are not good. They hide aboard the East Haven town ferry and in the ruins of Divins rest in Cardinval. So that's where the whole maybe the invisible dwarves are on the ferry thing in your mind came from. So that was revealed before. And then right at the end of last session, very kindly, Rafe gave me the 3 questions he wanted to ask, because he asked some really intriguing questions. And it was nice that it happened at the end of the session from the DM's point of view, so I could come up with some really, really good, insightful, and important answers. So
and useful, I have no doubt.
Yeah, well, hopefully. We'll see what happens. I believe there were 3 questions, but Rafe, you can tell me if I missed one. The first question, and also correct me on the order. You feel free to rearrange this order if you'd like. So I have written down the first question Euphemia wanted to ask was, what are all the magical influences in play around 10 towns? Pretty big one. Number 2.
I remember that one caused Pirate to go into epileptic shock.
Well, that was also the one that caused the dungeon master to go crap. So thankfully, I had some time. Secondly, the next question you asked was the best blacksmith in all of 10 towns. And then the third question I believe you asked was the butcher. Where is he? Is that correct?
Oh, I didn't know that was allowed. Cool. Okay.
Well, I thought that's what you asked. I don't know if that's allowed.
Yeah,
we'll see what you said. But was that it? Was there any? Did I get that right?
Yeah, I think Seppi wanted another one, but I have no idea what that would be. So.
Well, but it's Euphemia is the one here, and unfortunately,
Right.
Pirate decided to stay out of town. So here we are. But is that correct, Rafe? And did you like that order? Because that order might matter.
Well, if order matters, let me rearrange that.
Well, you don't know if order matters. I'm just saying, is that the right order? Is that the order you want?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
I have a question, Russ. You made it sound like we made up the dwarves on the boats, but I have a note that there are gray-skinned dwarves aboard the town ferry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Point of order.
No.
The water around the ferry is completely frozen, correct?
Correct. Yeah. What I was trying to clarify was you didn't learn about the gray-skinned dwarves because someone asked.
Right.
Because you guys asked. You learned about the gray-skinned dwarves because that was the first information volunteered by the White Lady during the seance. Does that make sense?
Oh,
Okay.
So yeah.
I also have a
I
note.
did learn there are gray-skinned dwarves on the ferry.
I also have a note, guys, that says Castle Caudival is a devil worshipping cult.
Yes.
And I have that too.
Yeah. That's also, she also revealed that as well.
Ulrich, how did I do with my note taking?
Exceptionally well.
I had to really work hard at that since you weren't there.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for filling me in because I feel like I just caught up with everything that happened last time we played.
All right.
Wait,
So-
2 more
yes.
points of order. Craig, our code names are you are Tabulik and I'm Pappy.
I forgot about that.
You can call me Ulrich. No one will figure out who I am then.
And then also, of course, so Ulrich, you have not quite reappeared yet, but wait for that. All right. So, and just for listeners who may not be familiar with this whole reappear thing is, we have the party seems to be inflicted with some sort of problem that they've inherited, not really sure how they got it. Every once in a while, different members will blip into another plane and then blip back after some undetermined amount of time later. And Ulrich is about to return to us from that plane. Side note, this is a way that we can handle a player occasion not being able to make a session and keep going. So
I'm sure it won't be all the way till the end of the session, Joe. That doesn't happen.
No, that's very rarely ever happened. Okay, so
That would be funny.
so Euphemia, you have asked your first question. What are all the magical influences? Go ahead and repeat your first question, Euphemia.
Ronaldo, what are all the magical influence in play around these 10 towns?
And again, Ronaldo's head flips back, and his eyes have already rolled up into the back of his head, so all you can see the whites of his little halfling eyes, just like in that picture I shared. And his hair is sort of like on end, like some kind of energy, mystical energy is pushing it up. And he says, and his voice is slightly different. It's still his own voice, but it's got this weird pitch to it, like it sounds like someone else. You ask, what are all the magical influences in play around the 10 towns? Well, followers of Sunblight have nearly enough Chardalyn to lose their constructed terror. Even now, its energy is strong and could destroy all of 10 towns. Yet, this is not the only danger. Deep beneath Regar Glacier lies the remnants of some of the most powerful spellcasters in the history of our realms, as well as the mighty Mithrar. Even now, it's sought by the Arcane Brotherhood. Though the magic of Mithrar is great, Arul's everlasting rhyme may be the greater still. And so all of the tens must live in this world of frigid days and colder nights. So wills the Frost Maiden.
I'm regretting giving you all that time because I have no idea what you're
Spell the first thing that the Sunblight said. Did you say Chardalyn?
Dead. Yes, it did.
Is that the name of this metal?
It sounds like it.
All right.
How do you spell that, Russ? It's too fancy word
It's
for
like
me to get
shark
wrong.
with a lin
That's
on
right.
the end of it.
No, I don't think that's it, Joe, but thank you for that.
Just to clarify the spelling.
So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and I've created a piece of shareable content called The Things We've Learned About 10 Towns.
Oh, good. Okay.
And I'm going to share it
yay.
with you. Some of these things come from the, I'm going to write this up real quick. Ghost. And I'm going to put a ghost in parentheses because we don't know where this is coming from. Could just be the bard. Who knows? But here are the three things. Actually, he listed basically three things, or she, or whoever's talking through them. Three things that seem to be major magical influences in and around 10 towns. So I'm going to save this and share it with you all. So you'll notice now this is the things we've learned in 10 towns. And if you scroll down there, you'll see we know the speed you can move through the snow. We know some information about certain towns. There's a little spoiler in there, but ignore that. And then on the very bottom of this, you'll see where it says magical influences from the ghost. And the three things I just shared with you are right there, including how to spell some of those crazy words, names, and the Chardalyn.
Who's better than you? Give yourself a point of inspiration for
Thank you.
this document.
All right. Euphemia, would you like to ask your second question?
Yes. Oh, mystical bard, halfling brethren, who is the
I'm the White Lady.
Oh, the white lady? She's back?
I have not. I've been with you this time. Although I fear my time grows short, I sense a presence entering from another realm. He grows closer.
Okay, well, before
He
that
grows
presence
closer
arrives.
too. Still, he may be bringing danger.
Okay, well, before he arrives, who is the best blacksmith?
The best blacksmith, Black Iron Blades in Brian Shander makes the most renowned blades in all of the tens. And that was a spoiler. I've already added it to the things you know about 10 towns.
Yeah,
Nice.
no problem.
Yeah.
And we once had a friend named the Butcher. Where is he?
It is Cloudy, the butcher. I can tell you of his whereabouts. He's
Standing right behind you.
It comes, and there's a explosive noise as Ulrich appears right in the middle of a table, just about 10
Gets
feet
cut
to
in
the right,
half.
5 feet to the north of Shadeen, shattering the table where this little old woman was sitting at. She is pushed backwards, and it knocks the bard right out of the trance. And he's just like completely shocked by the change in the world, and his eyes flutter back to normal as he's just looking there stunned, and half the room now is just like looking around like what the, as Ulrich has appeared right there where he is on the map.
That's my experience when Ulrich comes in a room or comes anywhere, actually.
Oi, do you want to know how it feels? Do you want to know? No, it doesn't hurt me. Do you want to hear about the deal that I'm making? What happened?
Oh, Ulrich, you just interrupted the little halfling. He was about to tell us that he was going to be able to tell us what we needed to know if we just paid him 10 more gold crowns.
I look around. Euphemia, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I cannot believe it that the mightiest of Danes has appeared. How did you get here?
Everyone is stunned. And the bartender's like, what sorcery? What sorcery? Where's this dwarf come from?
I don't know. I'd be running up the road. I'd be running up the hill. I'm not sure how I got here.
Were you running up that hill?
I was running up that hill, yes.
All right, so the bard has
the
now
nine heavens has happened here. The Lord and be blessed.
He's snapped. He's like snapped out of it. He's sort of like just sitting there and stunned for a moment. The rest of the table is also stunned, and they're all looking over at Ulrich. And the entire room is gone completely silent. Everyone is staring at you, Ulrich.
Tell me, little dwarf. I look at the other one and goes, if you were the one speaking, tell me what it is we're asking our 10 guilder for. Tell us what you were going to say again. I am listening.
Euphemia, why they're distracted, pick some pockets.
I was thinking that. I stage
where the bloody hell is my brother?
I stage whisper to Ulrich, the trip must have frosted your beard and your ears a bit because that's a halfling, not a dwarf.
What's written on the windows there? It says something about dwarves in there? Somebody making fun of us?
Oh, those dwarves. Yes. The Reynaldo here was sharing with us about some dwarves located on a ferry nearby. And a white lady who's apparently right outside the window, but Shadeen doesn't really believe it.
Hi, Shadeen, I think you're the one I can follow here. What is this thing, this white lady? What is going on? And where are we?
The male halfling seems to be some sort of bard that can speak with the dead, allegedly. And our halfling seems to be asking some very convoluted questions that may or may not pertain in any way to what we're trying to figure out around here. And there's apparently some sort of white figure coming at us out of the lake. I don't know. Every time anyone else seems to summarize, they leave that part out. I could be hallucinating that part myself, I do believe. However, there is some sort of communion occurring, whether or not it's with an actual spirit or the spirit of hard cash money, if you will. I do not know.
Ooh, so that reminds me, Ulrich, I found somebody important for us that we were looking for. And Russ, I do want to, then I'll pass the baton to Ulrich. I do want to see if anybody, when being shocked, when Ulrich appears, sort of throws open any open pockets or anything that I can find anything good to find.
My God, a dwarf!
I was speaking with the dead because my brother and Pierrick. I was speaking with my brother Pierrick and everyone is dead. How do we get here? Why there's just the three of us?
Oh, we don't know. They're okay, but let's not talk about that anymore. They're fine. Shadeen and I walked in here, and they're good.
I believe you mean Tabulik.
Who the hell is Tabulik?
Just go with it.
Shut up, Gord.
Gord, that's a good one.
I look around. What?
That's you. You're Gord.
I've lost a few nuts now. I forget. Is it one? Are they dilated if it's had too much drinks, or are they constricted? I look into his eyes. What's a gorg?
That's a you. You look in the mirror the next time you pass one. You'll be seeing a gourd, one way or the other.
So
you pumpkin head.
I'm just going to see if I have any idea that people are what's going on here.
Uh-oh.
You
don't. You don't.
I'm feeling that if there's nothing to be eaten or drunk here, Why are we staying in this room talking to this little halfling?
Well, as you say that, you notice the innkeeper has walked up behind you.
I'm watching the innkeeper to see that he doesn't pick me friends' pockets.
Well, yeah, a couple quick notes. So the innkeeper has made his way up to Ulrich, who only rolled an 8 on his insight check. So
That's 9.
9, yes.
Total.
Didn't really see him coming. But the innkeeper says, well, since you speak of eat and drink, I can help you there. But I'm afraid, I don't know exactly how you did it, but you've damaged one of my tables. And so I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to pay for the repairs to that, if you don't mind.
This is an inn, is it not?
It is.
Put it on my tab. I'll pay it later.
Tab is. Well, what can I get for you, sir?
Bring me something to drink and something warm, and maybe some ale, and possibly some food.
I will get some. I have some stew. We don't have a lot of choices here.
Be about your man. I've got something to talk about with Shadeen here. Euphemia, come across the room with me.
My name's Tabulik.
Yeah, Tabby, let's go.
Tabby.
Yes, Gord.
What the hell is Gord? Jesus, what's wrong with this?
Before I go with Ulrich, Russ, I think you were mentioning it when I asked.
Yes. So as you looked around, you noticed that one of the people to your right, you were sitting at this table with like 4 people, right, including the Sansi, and the guy to your right had his hands in the pockets of the guy next to him and was picking his pocket, but he got distracted. He's like hands still in there as he got distracted looking over at Ulrich's entrance and forgot to extricate himself. So that awkwardness is happening there. But so you could get involved in all that.
Always awkward.
Yes.
So you're saying I could pick the pocket potentially of the guy to my right who is picking the pocket to his right?
Correct.
Sure. What do I see? Is it, is it gaping open? Is it?
Oh, yeah. Make a. Let's see. For picking pockets, right? It's like is there a skill for that now?
I think it's
So
Sleight of hand.
When you're rogue, you do
Sleight of hand. There it is.
You
Give me a
do
sleight of hand.
opposed by their perception or insight.
Yeah.
I'm going to use. But by the way, John, you needed inspiration just in case because I already had one.
Yeah, I'll take it. Everyone else needs it.
So Russ, I'm going to use my inspiration, which I now have none,
All right.
to double roll. That should be a 16.
Yes. And as you can see, the dungeon master rolled a 17, and you got a 15.
Uh-oh.
And he turns and he goes, he slaps your hand and he goes, not fast enough, pal. Better luck next time.
And I go, I put my thumb to my nose. You caught me. All right. Let me buy you a drink.
You're going to have to do better than that in a town full of pickpockets. Come on.
You're right. What's your name?
Drugan.
Drugan. My friends are here. Let me buy you a drink. And then I'll buy him a drink and go with Ulrich.
Tell me,
excellent.
Tabby, what's happening in this town? What's going on?
Rafe, it costs you 2 copper for the drink.
You got it. I have money.
All right.
That's you, Shadeen. I was talking to you. Your name is
I
Tabby.
thought so. All right. So I'm going to lower my voice as much as possible. We've left the others with the goods outside of town. We've come in to scout things out. It's a strange town where everybody's a pickpocket of variable skills, clearly, given our friend
Right,
over there.
make
on
an
the
insight
stage.
check.
Me take an insight check?
I make an insight check.
You mean perception?
You can use either.
What is, insight. Yeah, they're both the same. How about an 8?
And it's not great. You're fine. Keep going.
Yeah. I swear to God, I'm going to kill the next person who steals from me. They steal from you, Ulrich. They have no respect for personal
Ulrich, make an
property here
insight check.
whatsoever. What? You want me to make another one?
Ulrich.
Ulrich.
Insight, yeah. Is there anybody near us?
No.
22?
Aha!
Yeah, you notice that the as Shadeen is going on and explaining everything very well. The entire room is pretty silent. Everybody's leaning on the edge of their seat, listening to Shadeen intently.
Would you all like to pull up a chair and listen in?
Actually,
see
I'll
that
start
you're all
switching in.
kind of intense. We got some
Right.
strangers in town. I'm not.
Don't mind if I do. And the bartender says, "A story? Are you buying around for the house?"
Aye. I'd keep your distance. My hammer hair smashes more than just fingers. Now, bring my food, and yes, I'll tell you a story. and I will regale them the great
Well,
tales.
everyone, the dwarf is buying a round. Gather round for a story. And people start to come on over.
Aye. So let me tell you a story. There was once a great cavern out in the cold. It was known as a place where great magic were ahead until these, I point to the window, invisible dwarves came along. At that point in time, they seemed to creep over the area. Now, the good folk of, what town is this called again?
East Haven.
East Haven. They joined with the heroes against these dark, invisible dwarves, and I would advise you that those who didn't might die a terrible death upon the hand of Morden. So, being a good storyteller and being good folk, I assume you'll all be helping us out and not be getting in our way. That being said, what do all of you know of the dangers that lurk around 10 towns? The problem of, I point to the window, the invisible dwarves.
The bartender says, that is a strange story indeed, but here is the, I have updated your tab for the table, your drink, your food. He brings you a tray of various items, and of course, a round for everyone. And he heads back over to the bar to get a tray of drinks for the whole tavern.
Excellent. Again, put that in my tab. I'll take care of it later. So my question is, does everybody? I assume everybody's stone silent at this point in time. They have any?
They're pretty silent. They're just looking at you like you're asking sort of a strange question. But they did all hear. Many of them heard the seance. So the one woman who is still a little startled, the old woman standing next to you, she was a little startled by your appearance, but things have been going missing more often than normal. So I just assumed it was things, but and I think I noticed footprints out by my house just the other day, and I couldn't explain why they would be there, and they were sort of the wrong size. So maybe there is something to this invisible dwarf thing.
I tell you, so where would your house be, lassie?
Oh, it's just 2 down from here.
Would you mind if we investigated it as such?
The halfling comes over and he says, "Well, I think I'm pretty sure that the white ladies said they were in the boat."
So I'm full of town with people with sticky fingers, and I'm worried about my goods. But I'm wondering if possibly you could stick together with me enough and not steal my stuff for long enough for us to free this town of this boat full of invisible dwarves.
And I whispered to Ulrich, and the frost. Tell him we'll warm everything up.
Yes, and we'll definitely warm up the cockles of this town.
Because I know a wizard who has lots of fire. Oh.
A wizard of no small water, mind you. Anything else you need me to say?
That's good. That's good. You're doing great, Ulrich.
What say you all? Who's with me? Hi-ya!
Well, they actually have their ale by now from the barkeep, so they all raise their ale, although they're not 100% sure exactly what they just got promised, but they seem to be relatively in on this action. Make a persuasion check there, Joe.
Oh, you got a guy who's got all of the skills, by the way, for social.
Can I assist him with my aiding that I gave him of information?
What? I'm sorry. What is that? Is that a 25?
Yes, it is. There is actually they kind of raise it, but as you finish up with your huzzah, they all huzzah.
That's right, my friend.
They're going to cure the rhyme. They're going to cure the rhyme. Are you going up directly against the Frost Maiden herself?
That is right. We are. I raised my mug.
And we will cure this rhyme in the correct time. That was my friend who's not here. But let us move along. I will tell you, we will.
That was so painful. I knew it was coming, and it hurt me in advance. I just want that to be heard.
I hear something about the wind.
The sad thing is, we've got 2 people running around this room right now that have no idea what a homonym is. And they think we're about to be having like a poetry off.
So good people of this East Haven. I, Ulrich Dane, the Hammer of Morden, have come to rescue you. My compatriots and I, led by our brave leader, Euphemia. What is that? Is that your name?
Hold on, John's microphone.
Hold on, John.
John's mic is making all kinds of noises.
It is.
It's an airplane coming over.
We will free this town.
That is a strange microphone you have, John.
And all I ask
it interprets all sorts of very soft sounds into.
I ask you all if you see anything of the abnormal, anything that would cause you to think something is strange going on here, to report it to us directly. And when I say us, I mean me. And now we will finish our food here. And is there any other info? And I heard someone say there's a blacksmith, a good blacksmith. What town is this? This town you talk of?
You mean the town with the blacksmith?
Yes. Where is this town?
We have a blacksmith. He makes excellent fishing hooks. He can shoe a horse, although we haven't had a horse here in a long time due to the cold. And also he can make very small knives and cutlery. He's pretty good.
I'm looking for an armorer, someone with my type of steel.
Oh yeah, you want to go to Black Iron Blades as the white lady mentioned.
Yes. Which direction would that be, Captain?
Oh, that's in Bryn Shander, and you guys have that map, so let me help you out with that. So if we go over here to the quick map of Icewind Dale for a moment.
Bing. All right, we're here in East Haven. All right, and there's Bryn Shander. Okay, got it. And where's this ferry? Where's the ferry?
Here. Oh, sorry.
I can help you out with the ferry too. So
The wind
let's go back to the map of East Haven. So here we are on the map of East Haven here, and there is a place. I'm gonna unmark it for you. So one of the members describes, oh, well, if you leave right, we're not too far from the shore of the lake, which of course is all frozen over, but just over there you'll see a long jetty that comes out and kind of takes a sharp left at the end of it. That's the only turn in the whole jetty, and at the very end of that jetty is the East Haven ferry, and you
right here, Russ.
Descriptions. Yeah, that's the one
here. Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and help you out with that.
The only one that has one turn to the left.
Well, this one's got one turn to the left. This one's a turn to the right.
There you go. Now you've got
Put
a little
your
arrow.
hips in tight.
There it is. So it's not too far. In fact, if you look out the window, you can almost see it there in the snow.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, Ulrich. After this meal, I think we should go gather our forces up.
I believe we should find those. We'll gather up Karlik and good friend Perik and unfortunately Thrall, and then siege this East Haven ferry.
I agree.
I agree too. It's unfortunate. Very good. Let us go. Good people. We will go as soon as we're done eating. We'll not rest a minute until it's fun.
And excellent. Can you? The barkeep comes over and he says, "Okay, so your total tab is 5 gold pieces, if you don't mind."
Very good. I'll pay it when we're done with this ferry.
I'm sorry. You can't. I must insist on payment up front. We've had some trouble lately, and it's just awkward. But I know. But payment up front, please.
But you didn't say that before. You said add a tab. But being an honorable man and you being one of my men, part of the group now. What's your name there, barkeep?
I lost my barkeep name. Hang on a second.
I lost barkeep name. Very good. Here's your 5 gold, but I'll pay it in silver because I am that type of man, generous as it can be. And I give him 50 silver.
And he takes your. And
remember, this is more than all the bugbears raiding a cabin made in their entire raid.
All right. So he seems happy with that. And he does kind of notice that you've got a pretty swollen pouch there, which he seems very impressed by.
That's the first time someone said that.
I hope you're looking at my coin pouch, not the other one. Very well. Thank you, barkeep. But a little jiggle will not make me happy right now.
They're not blue because of the cold.
Oh, they're large and brass. Thank you.
All right.
I'm made of gold. I'm a dwarf. I got replaced. Now, so we're gonna finish our food first, and then I'm going to regale them with some wonderful, amazing, actually, not tales, but Ben that proverbs. Yes.
Oh God.
If your mind is strong, all difficult things will come easily to you. But if your mind is weak, all easy things become difficult.
Joe, make a performance check.
Understand what I mean?
Make a performance check.
To say that. I throw a few more at him just to wow him.
Yeah, give me a performance roll.
Geez. No, that's going to be a persuasion, not performance.
Performance.
All right. A 12.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. I mean, they're kind of starved for entertainment, honestly. So that was other than the bard who does seances, that was actually reasonably okay. So only a couple, it only starts to thin out a little bit. People actually kind of listening to you for a bit.
All right. Once we finish eating, we're gonna I'll grab some extra food for Pyrrhic and for Garlic.
All right.
And head out and drink, and then head out. And I do not return the mugs because I paid for them. And head out the door.
And I'll grab some food.
It's another 5 copper for each meal, and then you're off.
And I'll grab some for Thrallrick.
All right.
Copper. Oh, I give them my copper to those guys. I throw them another silver. I give them my copper to the gift.
Big tip. Thank you.
Yeah.
You'll
not forget me. One day you'll talk of the time when Ulrich Dane, Hammer of Morden, came to town, and all the magic that happened after that. The magic's because of Pyrrhic, but the good stuff's because of me.
All right.
Tally ho.
Shadeen or Tabby, whatever you call yourself, let us go.
I just shake my head and follow.
I hope that's an affirmative shake.
I giggle at Ulrich calling him Tabby. That's the best.
Like a cat. See?
Yes.
So how are you going to...
disappointed or happy with you? But either way,
are you going to exit town? Now you can see by the green line.
Yeah.
The way you came in. Well, Ulrich, you don't remember how you came. You don't even remember how you got there. But for everyone else, well, the other 2 people, you can see the green path that you took. The little purple circle, that's where they were preparing apparently the bonfire, which actually from this distance now you can see a bit of a
bonfires as you speak of.
It's getting dark and there's a bit of a red glow over there, and it's a little bit of, you can barely make out some smoke trailing up from that area of town.
Okay, are we more than a mile away from the wagon?
Well, about including the
from
walk
where we
from
are
town
to the wagon, how far?
I think your elk is with you.
I'm pretty sure is my elk with you?
Oh, that would be awesome if the elk had appeared with us.
Actually,
well, no, didn't Euphemia wasn't Euphemia on it, or did he leave it?
The elk stayed back.
The elk didn't go with
I
you.
thought.
Yeah, the elk stayed.
Okay, all right. I forgot. I couldn't remember.
The elk can speak common, and I can communicate telepathically within a mile. So my question is the elk?
You're farther than a mile at the moment. It's a little more than a mile to the edge of town.
Okay.
And then it's a bit from the edge of town to where they are. So.
I'll volunteer to ride the elk to get Pyrrhic and Thrallrick if you 2 want to investigate.
I don't need to. I can throw them in the back of the elk and have the elk ride them in. All right, but first, let's check. What is this bonfire we hear of? Are we cooking marshmallows? Is it a s'more night here in East Haven?
I'll let Shadeen answer.
Apparently, they go in for public executions here in this lovely little burg we've stumbled upon. They burn people alive, and they're preparing to do another one.
All right, we're gonna head that direction. Sounds like a plan. I like a Tom likes to party.
I'll go on the elk to get Pyrrhic and Thrallrick, though, Russ.
No, the elk's
the elk's with Pyrrhic and Thrallrick.
The elk is back with the stuff.
Oh, I thought we wrote it in. I wrote it in. I thought.
Yeah, Shadeen. Yeah.
But did you write it? Oh, that's right. You did write it.
He did. He wrote it in. He tied it up
so,
outside.
It's got it right outside the hut, the in there. Yeah.
Okay,
that's right.
In that case, so you're going to go back and get him?
Yep.
So I'm going to tell Persephone, take good care of Euphemia. Do not drop her, and bring the others back. She speaks common, so you can talk to her normally if you'd like.
And Russ, the minute when we get to it, the minute I see Pyrrhic, I'm going to hold his hand the whole way till we get to Ulrich.
Okay. Now, where are you meeting? Where was your arrangement?
We'll meet where they're making s'mores. Apparently, there's a public execution going on. It's a great place to gather.
So
Can't miss it. You can see the fire for miles.
Well, Ulrich, can't you communicate with Persephone?
Yeah, I told Persephone to meet us.
Yeah, I'll just talk to Persephone and she can locate you and we'll meet you where you are.
Yeah. So as long as you're within 1 mile, Persephone, you're going to go back to the wagon. Are we going to? There's nobody here worth it. So we want to bury the wagon. You want to bring it in?
I'm going to let Pyrrhic and Thrallrick decide that.
We got to do something with it. So I'm going to leave that up to smart people smarter than myself, because my job is to smash things. I'm like Hulk. All right. And then at that point in time, Shadeen and I will head. So you're going to take off, Rafe, at a very quick pace.
Yep.
Double time for the elk, and then we are going to walk towards the fire.
Yeah. So here's how it's going to work, because the elk is quite fast, right?
Yes.
So Euphemia, you're assuming you don't get mugged along the way, which we'll go make some rolls for that in a minute.
He's moving like 100 meters.
Euphemia, I'm going to use Shadeen's token for the Shadeen and Ulrich show. And Shadeen, you can lead Ulrich to where he's going, because he doesn't know the town well at all. And you had the opportunity to look down on the town and kind of scope it up before you came in, so you kind of knew the layout. Of course, Ulrich didn't. So Shadeen, you can start to lead Ulrich. By the time you guys just start to get to the outskirts of the area where the fire is, Euphemia, you make it back to the location where
wagon is.
Or Shadeen could mislead Ulrich away from that chaos to
Shadeen,
a better place.
Where are you taking Ulrich?
To a better place.
Yeah, so Shadeen, where are you taking Ulrich? And Euphemia, think about what you're going to say to Pyric and Thalric when you get there.
Yep, I got it.
So
Shadeen, I'm
Shadeen,
going directly to the bonfire.
directly to the bonfire. Okay. So you're closing in on the bonfire. Meanwhile, Euphemia, you arrive unmolested, apparently, at the site where the wagon was left. And the wagon is still there, along with Pyric and Thalric.
Pyric. Let me tell you everything that's been going on. And the screen goes, blah, 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 and I tell them everything so we don't have to laboriously bore the listeners. And Pyric, they're like waiting.
Oh, Euphemia.
Yes.
So let me make sure I understand. So you went in all inconspicuous like, and then Dane Dwarf Minor appeared and decided to announce all our intentions to the town, and that we are out here. And then you rode back to us so that any trouble that he announced would come with you, risking your life. And then he's going to the public execution of the necromancer that he wants to see burn anyway, and he wants to go as many people as possible. Is that am I getting the Thrall? Did I miss anything? I look at Thrall.
Sounds about right. Here's what I think. I think you two should go ahead.
Oh, I don't think so, but go on.
And I will hide the wagon, and I will cover up the tracks. I'll move it to a different spot since you've discerned that this one is compromised. And
I love playing hide the wagon.
Yeah, I'm sure you do in your temple. But I can easily find the bonfire from here and catch up with you.
I think 3 parties is even worse than 2 parties, Thrall. How about we stay with you, and then we let.
Well, we can move the wagon together.
And then I can do that.
And then I can cast Pass Without Trace on all of us, and we can cover up our tracks as we retreat.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then whatever's going to happen with the burning of the people that you don't like, I don't have to ask myself moral questions about. I would like to be free of moral entanglements just for 2 minutes. Can I have that, please, Thrall?
Well, we've had it for a bit. I've pretty much sat here silently and haven't said a thing, so I don't think you were entangled while we were sitting on the wagon.
I agree 100%. And I feel like our friendship is budding on this. I feel like we've turned the corner, and I really appreciate you.
Yes, we've discovered that silence is the key to our relationship.
Yes, and Euphemia says to Pyric, I don't know about all that, Pyric, about leading people here and stuff, but I do know that the great Thane of Moria, Ulrich, appeared gloriously with a clap of thunder and smashed a giant table and is on his way to secure and save and see whatever's happening at the bonfire. Oh, by the way, I might have promised that we're going to save the town, which they're frozen, which I figured you could do with your fire. So you might want to go in with like your hair on fire or your arms on fire, or somehow do that.
Euphemia, you understand that my love for Ulrich is very specific and for very specific locations and time. But it's very different than my love for you. But they are both real in their own way. The kind of salvation that I could offer a town like this isn't the kind they would like to accept.
Well,
I say that
maybe
at
the
my,
kind they need.
you see, like, you could see like the color drain from Pyrex face as your requested hair standing on fire and his eyes light up.
Sorry, Persephone goes, I remember when you killed me the first time, Pyric, with your fire. You'll enjoy the bonfire now.
Joe, take a point of inspiration for your steed's voice.
Wow, Wilbur.
I rolled a perception.
Just like a pony, you remember in the day.
Hey, Russ, I'm gonna start moving the wagon to.
I'm gonna go with Thrall's going moving the wagon.
Using my survival skills, I'm gonna pick the best spot where I think I can hide it the best. Then I'm going to hide it, camouflage it. Then I'm going to backtrack with Pass Without Trace on and remove and cover up all of our tracks, including the wagon's tracks that we went from there, and do as many as I can. Is it continuously snowing?
It snows off and on, but it snows a lot.
Is it snowing now?
It is, yes.
So I'm going to use also my survival skill to tell how much the snow will help cover up the tracks, but I'm going to help cover them as well.
Yeah.
So I can roll
go ahead and make a
skill.
survival check with advantage because you're using Pass Without Trace and all that good stuff.
All right.
While he's doing that, Russ, I just made 2 rolls to see if Euphemia noticed the change within Pyric. And the first roll was a 1, but using halfling luck, I re-rolled 17. So she does notice the change in Pyric.
That bitch is a snow hill.
Pyric. Also, Thalric, you get a nat 20.
We're not finding it either.
Thalric, you get this cool card, so you go ahead and take that in there if you'd like. And yes, you have masterfully hidden that wagon. It is like, in fact, you feel compelled. Maybe you want to make a note somehow because you're not sure you can find it yourself. It's really, really well done.
That's dumb. I'm too good to not be able to find it.
That's fair. Then at 20, but you could still forget. So just be careful.
You got to roll 27 to find it.
Okay. You got to outroll yourself.
My job is to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. I don't care.
Right.
If I
no one said anything about finding it yet. All right. Excellent. So, all right. So you guys are heading back, I presume. And where are you heading to?
I'm holding Pyric's hand, and we're going back to town.
All right.
I look at Thrall
promises kept.
very silently, going, "This is how they wants it. Then this is how they gets it."
We have Pass Without Trace up too.
All right.
So they won't know we're coming when Pyric lights the town on fire.
All right. So, yes. And so while you guys are riding back and with the time it took you to hide the wagon.
Perhaps, I'm going to pull Euphemia aside as we move silently towards the town. Perhaps it's not the best place to bring Pyric in the place where they're burning a wizard.
Oh. But how? That's probably a good idea.
Remember that he was worried about being unstable and exploding, and that's why you're holding his hand.
Oh.
My very, very warm hand.
So bringing him to a place, I say we head toward this. You've told us all about the fallen dwarves or the grayskin dwarves, whatever we want to call them, but I'm going to call them the fallen dwarves. So as we approach this town, I say we go directly to the pier where these fallen dwarves are, and then you can have Persephone reach out to that brother of mine, and he can trek over on his own.
That's a good idea, Frolic. Let's do that.
John,
All
take
right.
a point of inspiration for that awesome plan. And also, please draw on the map the way you guys are proceeding. You or Euphemia.
Well, I don't know the town, so I'm going to have to follow Euphemia's lead to get to the ferry.
Yeah, draw on the map how you're going to lead everyone.
Does
the fire.
Kidoki.
Euphemia, I'll pay you back the favor. Here's that inspiration.
Oh, yeah, I need that. I used mine.
If there was a double dwarf major, you would get it.
I'm not sure how long it takes.
Skirt the fire by a lot.
It takes about 6 minutes to walk the green path from now we're in to there.
Well, that's not great.
Well,
You guys have probably been there for a minute or two.
Entire section of the city
I'm
just
gonna
burst into
pop-
flame.
So while you guys
Because we had to hide the wagon and everything. So
while you guys are working on your trail, let's go back to the other party, who is about to enter. So we're rolling time back slightly because by the time Euphemia got to Pyric and Thalric, Ulrich and Shadeen have arrived at this little location in town. And what they see is, well, it's very, there's a nice roasting bouquet of something, a little odor, kind of effervescing from the center of this little plaza here. You're met by this sort of visual. Let me see if I can find one up for you here. There's my little visual here. Oh, here it is. So you see this sort of in front of you as you enter the square. There's a bunch of people gathered around, sort of watching a person be burned at the stake. This obviously started not too long ago, but the whoever's at the stake is is not streaming anymore.
Have they departed this mortal coil?
Yeah, his mortal coil's been departed.
So there's no chance I can rescue him, is what you're saying.
Not at this juncture, but there's a lot of people gathered around sort of watching. And it's hard. Well, that's a cool trick. Who did that?
I don't know how I did that, but I was trying to draw a thicker line.
That's magical. I think you found a bug. So anywho, yeah, so you're getting, maybe you drew a shape, I bet. So in any case, you're seeing this scene, the people all gathered around. They're not like excited or thrilled or
giant section of the city seems to have disappeared.
Yes, we think Rafe did that. So we'll just delete that whole.
All right,
there we go. We're back to normal. So anyway, that's what you wander in upon there, Shadeen and Ulrich.
Aye, what happened here? Who is being burnt and why?
A citizen next to you. That's the Red Wizard Drazin. I think he was just the city watch. They found him, even though he was trying to disguise himself. And he was arrested for the crimes he's inflicted upon the Dale folk. And he's getting what he deserves. Although
it was the Red Wizard.
I'm sorry?
It was the Red Wizard. It's not the Red Wizard anymore.
What were the crimes he had done?
No longer, yes. The former
He's
Red
now
Wizard.
an ex-Red Wizard.
Yeah. Yes, what were the crimes that he had done to deserve such a public display of immolation?
Apparently he disguised himself and caused no end of trouble about town. Of course, these Red Wizards, they're always up to no good. So, it doesn't surprise me. Something about, I think I heard something about an arcane brotherhood being whispered about. I don't know exactly what that's all about, but yeah, some kind of mysteries. In any case, the world's better off without him, I'm sure.
Aye, where did he live, this one? He must have lived in town and been slinking about.
Oh, no, he's an outsider.
So he just wandered into town and you decided to kill him?
Well, no, he started disguising himself and causing trouble around town. So that's what got himself into trouble.
How often do you run across these vile wizard types?
I'm sorry?
How often do you run across these vile wizard types? Are there a lot running about? Do you have any tame wizards of your own?
What do you think? And then another person turns this. Oh, well, this is just this arcane brotherhood. Otherwise, I think, I haven't seen any. We don't get a lot of outsiders around here. It's just so cold and we don't get too much travelers anymore.
How do your local wizards feel about this arcane brotherhood?
He thinks we have local wizards. We don't really have a lot of wizards in these parts.
Interesting.
Who was the one that actually pronounced his man to be burned at the stake? Who did that?
Oh, the town marshal, of course.
And where would he be? And what would his name be?
Well, he's over there, and he just points to one of the people standing next to part of the local militia.
I'm gonna walk up to him.
It's a woman, actually.
I walk up to her.
Sorry. And she's standing there, kind of watching the burning. And she says, "Not sure I've seen about you about Dwarf. What brings you to our lovely town? Are you enjoying the warmth of this burning?"
Aye. I was wondering what this. I have no love for the Red Wizards. I think they spit nothing beneath my feet. However, what did this one do to deserve to be burnt to death?
Well, it was really the murder of a small group of adventurers who helped us and brought us food in times of our need. And this one just coldly killed them, as you would kill an animal for meat. And that kind of crime doesn't go unpunished in our parts. Does it go unpunished in your parts?
I, Moradin, sees all as a god of the great creator, the Soul Forger, and I am Ulrich Dane, a hammer of his. Your name would be what, Marshal?
I'm the Algraf. I'm the captain of the East Heavens militia. And well, please don't think this is an act of vengeance, but if you don't punish these kinds, then people repeat these sorts of acts. And so this is just a good, clear message to those who might think similar actions are welcome here. Of course, there are some things in this town that we don't mind too much. Pickpocketing is a little unusual, but it's allowed here, but murder, definitely not.
Very well. So what do you think of what goes? So the only thing that I can see is he killed these adventurers. How do you know he was a murderer? Not that I'm against anybody that should murder adventurers should be put to death. Don't get me wrong. But tell me, how do you know he murdered the adventurers? What proof was there?
No witnesses. The fight happened in town here.
Aye. And who were these adventurers to you? Soundsfolk?
Oh, yes. Well, the adventurers they were outsiders as well.
Aye. I just hope that he wasn't framed, if you know what I mean. Sometimes Morden never makes mistakes, but sometimes marshals like yourselves may make some. And I'm here with the wisdom and the guidance of the divinity to make sure that mistake does not happen again. So if you decide to burn anybody at the stake, I'd appreciate it while I'm here if you'd alert me to its happening.
Are you saying you'd like to govern our town?
I'm saying that whilst I'm here, I'd like to be in counsel of what goes on.
That is a bold request, sir. May I ask where you are from?
As I mentioned, I am a Dane of Morden, a paladin of the Hammerers, and I am from Phandalin, but I found my way here.
A most clicky pen.
And this gives
found
you
my way here. I will not click my pen anymore.
This worship and your title gives you the right to go around and be the chief judge in any town you enter?
I will tell you, it carries great weight. And yes, I would hope you'd respect that. And I'd be disappointed tremendously in you if you did not did not respect the authority of Moradin. Would you say
I'm not sure
otherwise?
I can agree with your ability to walk about and govern others without even knowing their type, their town, or their people, or their ways. I have to say, I'm disappointed in you and your god.
You are obviously not a non-believer.
He says, or she says, well, we all have our own beliefs. And as long as you don't murder anyone in my town, then I would welcome you to stay here.
So when you say murder someone, are you referring to let's say someone was let's say this red wizard was murdering your adventurers. If I killed this red wizard, would then I be a murderer too?
If you are acting in self-defense, or if you're acting on the guidance of some higher authority, then that would be okay.
Such as Moradin. Correct. Very good. I see you're starting to see the way. Now,
you're a strange one, dwarf. I'll give you that.
Now, what if this town, do you believe there's anything terrible or bad going on in this town currently, I would ask? Any threats to your town, Marshal?
We did have the missing fisherman. We had 4 fishers go missing on Loch Denshire about a 10-day ago. So there is that issue we still have to investigate, but we're just wrapping this one up first. I don't know, you seem like you're predisposed to do good. So would you be interested in aiding us in this way?
Once again, you have seen through the power of Moradin. I see the light is coming to your eyes. And of course we would help. That is why we are here. Why do you think I walked up to you in the first place?
It's because we love taking side quests and never completing them. That is why. That is why we're here. We're to collect
you hear
more
the wind
side
blowing
quests.
Again? Something, it does kick up around the flame. Must be the smell of burning flesh. But yes, we are happy to help out. As a matter of fact, I think we were going to take a trip down to the ferry and see what was down there later tonight.
We've had some strange reports from down the ferryway, so do be on your guard.
I am always on my guard. That's why I have my good right man. I look around. Should he near me or is he hiding back?
No, I'm right behind you so that I can hear everything you're saying. Out of your
That's why
boy's hole.
myself, my good friend Tabby here are going to be helpful for you.
Well, if you're heading to the ferry, then as I say, be careful. But if you're interested in helping with the 4 fishers that have gone missing, let me know, and I can give you more details of the area that we need to have scouted.
Why don't you tell me where that area is? Because sometimes these things are connected.
Sure. Well, it's there's a few. Let's see. We need someone to get on the coastline and take a look. So I can go ahead and do you have one of those? Do you have a local map? I can give you one if you need one.
It'd be great if you gave me one. I'm pretty sure the one that I have is somewhere with my wizard.
So he takes out. She also has a. I keep calling he. It's she. She also has a map of sort of the 10 towns. These are sort of common. Clearly, they were made by someone for people to get around the area. And she marks on the map, and I'll mark on your main map where she thinks these fishers have gone missing, where they're last reported.
If I find anything else, you'll be the first to know. Elgarath, it's a pleasure to meet you, eye to eye. I'm sure that we will be of great help to you, and you will be a great help to us in the future. And please, if you choose to burn someone again, just don't do it. Just let me know.
And she says, well, I'm not sure I appreciate your judgment, but we would appreciate your help. But I should warn you, the last set of adventurers who helped us did in fact get murdered by the man you see up there. He's in flames burning. just be advised. But just do know that as sanctimonious as you're being, should you be murdered, we will be sure to make sure that someone else burns to recognize the fact that we do think that murdering adventurers is wrong.
Again, I only have the highest respect for you and your laws. And if we do die, please burn someone in our stead. Thank you.
Oh, excellent. So I'm glad to hear we're all on the same page.
That was awesome.
Have a good night.
Shadeen, please collect some of the wizard's ashes. So in case we ever get to a dragon's lake of fire, we will have the counsel we need to slay said dragon.
So we're going to, when Persephone gets within a mile of me, I'm going to start communicating with her what's going on and ask what's going on.
Yeah, about this time, Persephone is entering into town.
I gather dirt from my feet.
Here's some mud.
We'll be ready.
Shadeen does not
ashes
find
of a
the
beautiful
ashes.
oak tree.
Shadeen rolls badly and does not really find the ashes. But I'm just making a note here that you picked up the
Side quest for the 4 fishermen.
Plus, I see. Persephone, tell that dolt of a brother of mine to meet us at this ferry.
Okay, I want.
Well, he's not very. He's a lot smarter than the other dwarf in the party.
I would like all the listeners to imagine the following: Euphemia leans over the neck of the elk, whispers into the elk's ear, and then the elk's ear does that thing, with the air hits it, it just flicks its ear all around. And then I whisper to Ulrich, "We're at the ferry."
And Persephone tells me, "I will come, Shadeen. We have much to do tonight."
Just for the record,
I'm sure it'll be eye-opening.
listeners of the show, when they accost me at conventions, which I love them for, have very much embraced the equestrian members of our party and specifically asked me to protect Moody. And I'm going to try to put that to Persephone. And who's our new friend who's been liberated of the cart, right? We didn't bury the 2 horses, right?
No, we had brown sugar and Equus.
They're coming with us, obviously, right?
Yeah, I kind of forgot about them.
I did not.
So I would imagine they have to come with us.
No, the man rolled a 20. I think he buried the horses too.
I think those horses good. They look like what's that? The
topiary horses.
Topiary horses. That's right. Exactly.
Actually, there was a place to stable horses by the tavern, which is also very near where the boat is. So you could bring the horses there and stable them as well along with.
I'm going to try to convince Equus not to talk, because sometimes when they find a talking steed, beast of burden, it gets
burned,
lumped in with all the other fairy things. So we'll lead those to the. My pass without trace should have covered their tracks too, though. So
I'm just concerned about giving the listeners what they care about, and they care about the equine members of our party, and I don't want to forget them.
Well, that totally makes sense. I think I feel like Equus would have spoken out since he's more intelligent than half our party.
Yeah.
And I just want
Clearly.
to check, we have not had a full night's rest since we encountered the snowball attack, right?
I don't think they were gone that long.
Good. Okay.
No, it hasn't been. There hasn't been any rest.
We've had a short rest, but
yeah, there's just a short rest since the Yetis, but not a long rest.
But not the Yetis. That's it. All right. So we're going to head down to the East Haven Ferry to here, Russ, to this area right here where I'm pointing.
All right. I put the Shadeen token there to represent the party once you all
I represent the party. Yes, I usually do.
You bring the party,
so you're
Shadeen.
standing there, and then sure enough, Ulrich and Shadeen show up a little bit after you send the message from the horse.
Persephone, is good to see you. And Persephone says something to me that nobody else really hears. I look over at my brother. He goes, I do not insult the cook if you want to eat well tonight. Then I turn back to Persephone. Good boy.
You've confused me with somebody else, brother. I wouldn't eat anything that you've cooked.
I better good and thin like myself than fat and evil like yours. Now, see if you can do some good. Apparently, there's some Duga out here in this area, pointing to the end of the ferry. Let us investigate.
Euphemia, we should perhaps advance ahead of the party along this. Or we could go across the ice and surprise them.
Let's go across the ice.
I'm going to mount my elk, Persephone.
Can you guys all handle this ice?
I can.
I thought we were scouting across the ice.
Oh, you and I can do it. Well, they could. Let's do that then. Let's have them go along the pier, and we'll be off on the side doing. I can't get my ping thing.
I thought you were supposed to be the smart brother. You know they can be invisible. They can watch you. Correct.
Well, if they can be invisible and still can't see, just because they're invisible doesn't give them super sight to see other people that are hiding. So anyway, we're going to go. Plus, it's snowing, so it's a lot harder to be invisible in the snow.
Actually, is snowing. Yes, that's correct. So I've got a Shadeen token and an Ulrich token, and I'll make a Euphemia token. Here we go. Euphemia's on there now.
How's that Euphemia token?
And there's also a Pyric token. Gonna be on here for a moment. All right, looking good. And then we need who are we missing? A Ulrich token, right?
We need Thrall, and we also need Persephone.
Oh yeah. Where's my Persephone token? I can't find it. I will get a Persephone. I thought we had a Persephone token.
We had one. I don't know what
we did. I don't know what you did.
I'll find it. I don't have it in my little.
It'll be on your last map we fought on.
Oh yeah, good point. Let me go find it there. I'm sad I don't have Persephone ready to go. That was an oversight. All right, let me find that.
That's me.
Yeah, she must have been on the snowball fight, right? All right. So, we'll go ahead and move your guys to where, just to sort of halfway where you want to be.
So here's what's going to happen. Whoa, hang on there, Euphemia.
Everybody's just bouncing around.
I'm going to turn into a snow leopard, and Euphemia, being small, is going to ride on my back.
Hey, here she is.
That's the strangest looking snow leopard I've ever seen.
All right. So make some notes here. Thalric is snow leopard mode.
Yes.
All right.
And we're gonna walk. Who's gonna walk out the dock with me?
I'll walk out on the dock with you.
Come on, Pyric. I'll hold your staff. Let's go.
Oh, I can't see no back.
So this ice is snow covered, right?
Yes, it is.
I also have pass without trace on us, so that's another +10.
What's the radius of that?
30 feet.
So, okay, so you're within 30 feet of the dock to keep them under the pass without trace thing?
Sure. I can work. We were going to go along it. I was hoping to get a more of an advanced start on them, but apparently Ulrich is just trudging down.
Ulrich's just trudging down there. All right. Let me prep a zoomed in version of this situation. Not that there's going to be a fight. I'm sure there won't be, but I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. Actually,
I've already got a rep at the end.
Look at this.
You called
Like
the lady
flag tag.
The White Lady Inn was where we were, right?
Yes.
Right there
Right.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we were.
Not you.
And two
Well,
doors
yeah,
down,
yeah.
that patron was complaining about invisible footprints
Yes.
in her garden.
Their guard. So that was just somewhere in this area here.
I'm going to go to the other map here and prep some things.
While we're walking, I'm going to tell you what my theory is. My theory is that these adventurers were killed by the Dark Dwarves. They blamed it on the wizard and killed the wizard. Unfortunately, we were not there in time to save the wizard, but I believe that wizard may have been helpful. And I do, although the red wizards are necromancers, they may not all be bad, may not be deserving of death. So I'm hoping that in the future, maybe we can intervene.
Do I know anything about this arcane brotherhood?
They're arcane and they're brothers.
Make a
I have a lot of skills that could pertain to this.
make an
I have
Arcana check.
arcane and religion, both over 7. You want me to do Arcana check? I'll do Arcana.
Arcana, yeah.
All right, it's 11. I'm plus 11 into whatever this roll is. Boop. Hey, it doesn't matter when it's 16. I did it. 16.
16. Not uber great, but you do. 16 is good, but this is kind of an it's kind of an arcane reference. So,
Obscure reference.
That too. Craig, back me up. So anyway, he's saying no. You're wrong. In any case, it is obscure arcane reference. The Arcane Brotherhood is you recognize it as a cabal of wizards, and they pride themselves on. They are red wizards, so that is a thing, but they're like a subsect. They don't look like your traditional red wizards. You've seen some, you've heard of them before. And this is anachronistic, like no one in this world would say it this way, but for your visual, they're kind of like, they got this like Wild West gunslinger vibe going on. Is how they roll. And they like to look, they really go after long lost artifacts or long lost magical power and try to reacquire it to bring more power to their research. So it's more of it's an arcane research group, but they're very bold in their methodologies.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now I want to know, having caught up, I go, Ulrich, do we know if they got anything from this party? If the Arcane Brotherhood did murder, let's say, for example, that the Marshal is correct and this person did kill them, it's because they might have had something that he wanted.
You see, Pyrrhic, you're keeping up with me now. And that's my point of finding out where he might have stayed in town or lived, because there may be something hidden there.
Well, no, I'm talking about the party.
Well, possibly spell books in the party. I do not know enough about them, but they were local boys, apparently. Well, pardon me, they were coming through. So that's something we may wish to investigate. We can talk to the Marshal after we're done clearing out this East Haven ferry and seeing if there really is anything to be had here. Apparently, these Durgar do not like us. They've got some sort of Fahid or whatever, some war against us.
All right. I'm just about getting this little situation ready here. So here we go. I'm gonna grab a couple more folks here.
Your snow leopard looks like a mouse.
Euphemia and whom else am I missing? Shadine's on there. Euphemia's on there. Pyric, you're on the walkway too, right?
I am behind Shadine, waiting for Ulrich to hold my staff.
Ulrich,
as promised.
As promised.
On there with his horsey.
Persephone.
And there we go. And then meanwhile, there's the snow leopard.
30 feet away.
I'm sure I can find him. There's animal forms. There he is, snow leopard animal form. All right. So I'm going to set this up. You guys can rearrange it if you want to. And I'm going to go ahead and switch you over to this map. So you're getting kind of close to the boat situation here. It's a little. You have to give me a little artistic license here, but here we go.
Oh, it's hideous.
All right. So if you scroll up there, you'll see the folks on the dock. Go ahead and rearrange if I got the order wrong.
Can I get
the
Persephone?
stag is
I don't see
Stephanie's
Persephone.
under you.
He needs to be big, large, and in charge. There we go. Thank you.
There you go. All right. So Persephone's there. There we go. Persephone's there, and Ulrich is there. And Persephone, I might have everybody in the map layer here. Hang on a second. I got to fix that.
I can't control that token you have there.
All right, hang on. Got everybody in the right layer.
Unless it's just in the wrong layer, maybe.
Layer. There we go. I think it was in the wrong layer. I think we're all good now.
And Euphemia, you're down here with me.
Correct.
Russ, this is some expert level shenanigans that you were able to do this on the fly. Good job.
All right. So there's this, the boat is sitting there stuck in the ice. The ice is cracked once, but then refrozen under there. So even though it looks like there's cracked water, there's still frozen over. And you can see that none of the boats have been doing any boating anytime recently. There is still currently snow, as you can see in the atmosphere there. The snow is just sort of falling. And so the snow leopard and Euphemia are down there on the ice approaching. And go ahead and you all get to make stealth checks, though, with advantage because Thalric's got pass without trace up.
Not advantage, it's plus 10.
Oh, plus 10, even better.
So just normal roll then.
It's not advantage, Rafe.
Yeah,
No
I got
advantage,
you.
sorry.
Mine's a 22.
So I would like to say that I've got my shadow axe in all of its glory already charged and ready to go.
Okay, excellent. I like it.
So I have a 28 with the pass without trace.
Right. So why don't we go ahead just to keep things simple here, since we don't know
What's the lighting, Russ?
It's
That's a 22.
It's the fire was going. It's evening, so there is no moon because of the snow. So it's actually pretty dark.
Nice.
But not like pitch black dark. It's not fully dark yet, but it's pretty dark. I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative for me. Don't forget to click your models so that I can just get a turn order going here, and then the shenanigans can ensue.
Did the stealth check matter?
It did matter. I'll need to know what your stealth checks were in just a minute as we do this. Actually, I'm clearing. Hang on. I'm who rolled? I forgot to clear initiative. Hang on. I'm clearing initiative. Hang on a second. Let's redo the initiative roll. Sorry, people.
Okay.
All right. Try initiative again. Sorry. If you rolled well, I apologize. All right. Okay.
Did I roll? What?
All right. And then also remember your stealth roll, because when you activate, I'm going to ask you what it was. Okay. So it looks like the snow leopard, aka Thalric, is got a hearty. Boy, you all did pretty well there. Except for Pyric. You all did pretty well.
My
there.
roll was better than what it got indicated. That's weird.
It was a 12. What'd you get?
I rolled a 16, but that's okay. Maybe that was somebody else's 16.
It shows you roll a 12 in the list. I don't see any 16s in there at all.
That's all good.
Sometimes
it could be.
Oh no, wait, Rafe got a 16. That's what it was.
Okay.
But then it
It's all
shows it shows you got a 12 twice, which is sort of funny. But in any
Okay.
case, there
It's
was
all
a
good.
16 for stealth in there somewhere.
Well, it's a 22 because of the plus 10.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
don't
no,
forget-
that's a niche you're talking about. Never mind.
Okay. All right. So Snow Leopard, you're up first. What'd you do for your stealth roll there, Snow Leopard?
I had a 28.
28. And Euphemia's on your back. Euphemia, what'd you get for a stealth roll?
22 with pass without trace.
Okay. So Euphemia's on the back. You both got really high stealth rolls. What are you going to do, Thalric? But remember, you're bringing Euphemia with you because she's on her back.
All right. I am going to move. I can go under this dock, right?
You could, yes.
What is my move? So I'm moving stealthily, so I'm only moving half my movement. And I'm scanning this area. And I'm leaving no tracks either, so they can't see those either because of pass without trace.
All right.
Nice. Love this.
Make a perception check.
Can I use my smell to see if I can smell these invisible dwarfs so I have advantage?
Yeah, actually, yeah, this is a smell situation.
All right, so I actually use my perception.
You blind.
But I get the advantage. Yeah, I could have been a spider with blind sight, but my little halfling doesn't like that.
You'd be freezing to death. You'd be taking con checks.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be cold.
So I get a 17.
Yeah. So you've already ran into some Drugar before, so you kind of know their smell. And you're getting a strong Drugar scent wafting in, and you got a 17, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, wafting in from this direction of the boat.
All right. I'm going to not nobody can see me, so I'm just going
to. If you look at this boat, just for the folks who don't have the picture, along the dock here, there's this boat that's been sitting there a while. It's a small one-mast vessel, and there's a little cabin, rickety little cabin on the back stern area of the boat, and the cabin has some small windows in the side, but from your angle down there, you can't see through those.
I'll do my dash action since I can only move at half speed, and I will take Euphemia with me to. I got to stay in touch with these guys, so I'm going to go right here and crouch by this post here.
All right, and Euphemia is right. So you guys are under the dock.
So Euphemia's we're underneath it, crouched down in the shadow of it. Not that it's all dark now, but and so we're crouched down there.
So all sneakily, you guys have snuck up under the dock. In fact, it was so sneaky that I'm not sure the rest of the party even knows where you are.
Well, that's why I didn't bother doing anything that would signal them, because I don't think they can see me.
Okay. So Shadeen, you're actually next. So you're right there behind Ulrich on his stag. What do you want to do?
Well, I got to 22 if you care.
I do care.
Stealth.
I care a lot. That's very meaningful. What do you do?
What am I doing?
Russ, is just for clarification, is this watery air around the boat actually water?
No, it's cracked once and then refrozen, so it's not quite as frosty as the other. It may not be quite as strong though.
All right.
So I'm going to step up to here, and I'm going to hold an arcane blast for anybody that I don't like that shows up on this boat.
Anybody you don't. I need a little more clarity because it's not clear.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Right. Anybody I don't like.
This is like making a wish with a genie.
Anyone I don't like the look of. And I'm particularly offended by cats.
Okay. All right, Jeff.
I don't like cats.
Not tabby cats, I hope.
Making sure there. All right.
Oh, that's right. My new nickname. I've got to throw that away. I love cats now. Cats are great. Particularly like wintry kittens and things like that.
All right. So
don't shoot me just because you don't like cats.
Gideon's holding an action. Ulrich, what are you doing?
All right. Half my.
What was your stealth roll, Ulrich?
19. Yeah, 19. That's right. You know it.
That's pretty good for a dwarf in armor. And your stag. Don't forget your stag. Are you still riding your stag, or did you just?
I'm just well. So I'm saying right now, I'm just mounting.
Okay.
And I'm going to use half my movement to this mount. Want to make a stealth roll for my stag?
Yeah.
You can only move at half speed too.
I do need a stealth roll for your stag.
All right. He's got 4. That's a 14. And of course,
plus his dex, whatever.
Plus his dex. I know what his dex is. Let's say it's 0. So let me check. Hold on. Stag.
Stags are graceful. It's not going to be a 0.
Well, he's also got hooves on a wooden dock. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, well, but Joe's got heavy armor on a wooden dock. It's all about the stealth roll.
That's true. Yes.
And the snow.
True, there's snow on the dock.
There's snow on the dock, but yeah, it falls through the cracks a bit. All right.
It's got a dex of +3, so 17.
17.
17's pretty good. He's making little clops compared to the rest of you, because the rest of you are all over 20. So it's like crazy good. Well, except for Joe's at 19. So right now you're like those of you over 20 are like, you can't even, it's just amazingly silent. Joe's making just the littlest bit of squeaks with his armor, but it's barely perceptible. And actually there's squeaking going on in the rigging of the boat with the wind. So it's hard to tell. The stag's making the littlest of clip clops. So if someone was really paying attention, the stag might draw attention, possibly, although a 17 is really good, but still.
All right. So half movement to there.
Yep.
And then I'm going to move to here. 15 feet. Yeah, straight ahead. So that's going to be just above Euphemia. Oops. And then I'm going to take the dodge action. I got my shield up, ready to deflect anything coming at me.
You can only move half speed if you're moving stealthily, Joe. So you'd have to dash to do that.
So sorry. So that's going to be half there. So it's going to be. I'm going to round up, I assume. So 10 feet, right? So half to dismount, and then 10 feet from there. Yes, that's 10 feet. I can do 10 feet. I can dismount next to him and then go 10. So that's where I go to. So, but I use the dodge action right there. So I'm dodging.
All right.
That's it.
Excellent. Okay. Euphemia, how'd you do in your stealth roll?
22.
Very good. Also moving like just butter. And where are you going?
Well, I'm on John's back, so I'm with him.
Yep.
But what I assumed my stealth roll was is that I didn't
fall off, make a lot of noise. Yeah.
Yep. So I go to give hand signals to Pyric so he knows what's going on, but then I quickly realize we're under the docks and under the snow. So what I'm going to do is observe the boat. I want to see, are there windows? Are there portholes? Are there oar holes below the decks?
Yeah. So below the decks, no. And you don't have good visibility from here above the boat. Although you think when you were riding in on the Leopard, you saw probably it looked like at least a window on the side of the cabin on the back of the boat. But you're second guessing yourself now. But you thought that might have.
But no portholes, no nothing. So if I wanted to, I could hop off of the Snow Leopard, walk to the edge of the boat, and climb up.
Yeah, it's too small of a vessel for portholes and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And how does my movement work? Does that count as I'm mounted? So you
have to dismount. It counts as you're mounted, except you don't get to control the steed because the steed's got a mind of its own. It's John.
All right.
So you can't do the steed's movement for you, but you can dismount if you want and do something.
I'm going to move to
half movement to dismount, but remember you have to move half movement for keep silent.
Okay.
Yes, you're moving quarter movement.
So it's a half movement to dismount?
Yeah, it's half of your movement to dismount.
To dismount.
That's ridiculous.
That's how it works.
I'm writing Wizards of the Coast.
If you want to make an acrobatics check and try to leap off gracefully, I'll give it to you.
Absolutely.
All right. This couldn't possibly go wrong.
Especially under a dock. Jump straight up.
25.
Okay, well, hey, Euphemia leaps gracefully off the front of the Leopard.
No,
gets her full movement distance, does a little roll silently in the snow, and stands up right at the base of the boat.
All right, I'll allow it. I was just going to say I gently slide off the Leopard's back and not cost half my movement.
No, you got to get all your movement out. That's how you did it.
All right. I'm
very showy.
Yeah, you leapt forward.
Okay, so it takes all my move to get to there. Do you want me to make a stealth roll?
Well, no, you have you saw it was only half movement because you're moving in the snow.
Okay. My movement is only 25. So
okay, got it. Yeah.
I'm 30.
Are you gonna start climbing or no?
I want to. Do I have enough movement?
Well, 5, 10. Your movement's 25. You got one more block basically. So you could
climb up five, a block of 5.
Yeah. So go for it. You got to make a climbing check there. Make a an athletics.
Is that acrobatics again?
Athletics. Yeah. Athletics or acrobatics.
15 total.
Well, that's pretty good. It's not a very hard thing to climb. So you make it almost to the top, but not quite yet.
Cool. That's what I do.
All right. Euphemia's starting to climb the side of the boat. Most folks keeping an eye there saw the halfling leap forward, all the party members, and start to climb the side of the boat. Pyric.
I take my holy symbol, which is dedicated to Ogma. This is the challenge. This is the challenge that she set before me to survive these challenges, and slowly and surely, this as an act of war, I heat up more and more steadily. But I'm very quiet about this. I already understand that we are under fire from invisible dwarves firing invisible catapults and ballistas and crossbows. And I don't see any of them, but I know that they're there. And so when I'm ready, when first the cries of pain and battle, I am examining this boat, holding on to the symbol of Ogma, looking for the most vulnerable and flammable bit to start setting afire the ship. and its transgressing war party.
Make an insight check.
I'm going to use my advantage
Okay.
because it's about burning.
Just shoot a fireball into it.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so clearly the most flammable part of the ship is actually the sails, which are currently furled along the top there.
I was worried that they would have too much snow on them, but that's good.
Actually, they might. You feel like your fireball might clear the snow. Like,
Oh no, I'm not going to use fireball to
or
start
whatever.
Yeah.
You feel like the sails are the most flammable parts. The deck itself, the boat is old, but the wood's not so old that it would, instantly burn. But you could eventually burn the wood. But the sails, without too much trouble, you could probably get a fire going there.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. So I'm holding my action to shoot a firebolt at the sails, waiting for my chance to unleash chaos.
Okay. All right. We are back to the top of the round here. It is back on the Snow Leopard.
I had a 22 for stealth, by the way.
Oh, I think yes, I was meant that's that, but you didn't move very far. But yes, good. Okay, so everybody, the party is really very quiet. Even those who rolled air quotes low are still doing pretty well.
I have a 32 stealth as I advance.
Pass without trace is crazy.
I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to climb up the side using athletic.
As you walk on the thinner ice, I need you to make it.
He's taking a bath.
Or you can do a dexterity.
What do you want me to do?
Dex save.
Dex save a.
Yeah.
All right. Better use my inspiration.
Wet cat howlings sound just like war, just so you know.
It's the same as my save, so I'm just going to click on my sheets, +3.
I got it.
I got a 15 and a 22.
22. So as you go across, you start to put your paws on there, and you can feel just a little bit of cracking. But with your 22, you sense it before you do anything dangerous. Step around the weaker parts and manage to get to the edge of the boat. No problem.
And then I only 9 to try to climb up though.
Yeah, but you're so focused with the cat-like reflexes on the ground, you don't make that easy climb of a 10. So you're kind of having trouble finding purchase here.
All right, I'll stay there for now then.
All right. All right. Shadeen, what are you going to do?
I'll tell you in a minute. I don't even remotely look behind me at the Whispering Wizard. I think everything's all set behind me. He's got my back. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
I'm just going to ease my way up here and continue scanning the deck for likely targets that I don't like.
All right. What's your stealth right now? Can you make a stealth roll for me?
Oh, I didn't make a stealth. What's me stealth? Me stealth is a 27.
Jeez. Yeah, that's great. Okay, now also I need you to make a perception check.
Oh, me perception's going to be just as impressive. I have no doubt. How about a 10?
Yeah, you don't. You're looking over here at the boat. There is that window on the side here. You don't really see anything though going on over there.
There's nothing to see. Why would I see anything if there's nothing there? Just like the wizard is not mumbling scary psychotic babble behind me.
No,
everything's good.
Yeah, it's totally good.
It's all going according to plan.
Yep.
In fact, I'm almost ready to stand up and say, friends, there's nobody on the boat. Let's go back.
It's starting to feel that way.
Not quite, but I'm almost there.
Now, this is a surprisingly stealthy situation. I'm really quite impressed, given all the armor.
And the bad guys are so stealthy.
Don't worry, Russ. I go next.
It's all John, man.
Yeah. All right. Ulrich, you are up.
All right. Knowing that we're going into hell and back, Lord and guide us in these difficult times. And it's going to be Shadeen, Euphemia, and myself are going to get Bless cast on us. And then I am going to stealth because I'm super stealthy up to here. So let's move it up here. All right. It's 15. That's half my movement. You want to make a stealth roll?
Yes, please.
I'm going to make it with disadvantage because I'm that good. You take the worst of these two.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's on the spectrum, baby.
Now, wait a second. Now, hold on a second now. Let's not get too
Oh,
excited
dear.
yet. Hold on.
yeah. Yeah.
That is a total of, read it and weep, 13.
13.
You got any
Yeah, but it was a
cards you
nat
wanna
one,
use?
right? So,
What?
okay. All right. Nat one, though? Yeah. Okay.
That's a nat one, yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. Joe, you have a nat one card already, right?
I do. You would like to see it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring that card out. Let's see what that one says.
Oh, geez.
All right. That one is
Oh, geez.
you turn a missed hit against you into a hit.
Oh.
All right. Let's go ahead and the other one it could be is the next time an enemy fight will attack, it will attack you over other targets. Now let's keep the missed hit into a hit situation.
Well, I like the other one better.
No, I don't. So we'll keep the missed hit one. Yeah, so right now, everything seems okay at the moment. But you all notice that Ulrich definitely it's an 11. Would you turn into a 14 or 11?
It goes to 13. It's
13.
it's 1 plus 10
Yeah,
plus the 2 for my
your
bless.
divine blood. Yeah. So there's like a squeak. There's like a squeak on the one of the beams or one of the pieces of wood here on the dock. It's not a loud squeak. It's really not that big a deal. I mean, it could just be the wind creaking on the boat.
It could be the ice creak in the wood,
Could
right?
be ice creak in the wood. I mean, it's probably didn't alert anybody, but it seems very loud to all of you because you guys have been killing it so far. And that little squeak sounds like a thunderclap, but just in the nervousness of the moment. But honestly, it's probably fine. It's probably fine.
I could already smell them and I'm upwind.
All right.
All right. Sorry, wet paw. Let's go.
Yeah.
I didn't break into the ice.
Breaking the wind. All right, let's go. Who's next?
All right. So hang on a second. I just got to add a little thing here and do and a do. Okay. Nothing to see here. Moving along. Ulrich, you're all set. Nice job. Euphemia, you're halfway up the side of the boat. What are you going to do?
Here's what we do. I look over my shoulder looking for Pyric to give him the hand signals. Seeing that he's a little bit crazed, or maybe I don't see, but he's so far away. I look to Ulrich and I go like this.
He's on the dock behind an elk.
Oh, the elk's back. Oh, yeah, pirates.
Yeah.
So I give Ulrich the hand signal. And then Russ, I want to climb. Here's what my goal is. Does climbing have my movement or anything like that?
I think climbing is slower than normal movement, right? I think it's half.
Okay.
But
So how many? I'm 1 square, 5 feet up. How? Basically, what I want to try to do is get to here, on top of the roof, and that's the window there, right?
so moving silently, you're still trying to move silently, right?
Yep.
So moving silently with climbing is going to be half, and then moving silently is going to be half. So you're going to move a quarter to quietly climb the ship.
And is the window here?
Yeah, the window's there. And did you already roll your stealth check?
No. Here's acrobatics to climb.
Yep. Oh, no problem there. You climb right up there like a ninja.
And then I stealthily creep towards my little hidey spot
With I'm sure it's over 20.
with a 39.
Jeez, yeah, you're fine. You're there like a ninja, and yeah, everything's great there. And now it is Pyric's turn.
I have a quick question. Does
sorry.
John's pass without trace include me too, John? So I have no footprints either?
Within 30
Yep.
feet.
Yep, as long as you're within 30 feet.
I wasn't sure if it was just the sound. Okay.
No,
So right
that's
now,
part of
it's
the
pretty big.
part of the plus 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean part of the
That's
exactly.
awesome. I love druids. Druids are my new favorite.
yeah, it's pretty huge.
Especially with the staff of the woodland.
Staff of the Woodlands is like,
That was a cool side
Artifact.
quest you did there.
Yeah.
All right, Pyric, you're up.
Being from the Nord, I understand the terror of Blooddorf, the red fear reindeer. And I understand that leaning on the back of Persephone as I fire the firebolt into the mast, that this is exactly the terror that they were worried about. And then I slink back behind the reindeer.
So you fire a firebolt
into the flaming mast because I can't take it anymore.
Okay.
And then I sneak back.
Go ahead and ping which part you're firing the firebolt into.
Probably right here by the crow's nest. Let me see if the pinger is the normal arrow.
Yeah, you just got to put yourself on the regular arrow and then just hold the mouse button down where you're
I think I'm on the wrong screen. Hold on. It would be right here.
Yeah, okay. And do you have to roll to hit normally with firebolt? And what's the range on firebolt?
It's +7.
It's like 90 feet or something.
It's like 90 feet.
Yeah,
okay. It's ridiculous.
So, all right. Why don't you roll to hit here just to see if you manage to get a nice shot? That
is this like a really hard shot? Like this is a crazy.
It's just if you roll poorly, it won't
asking me
a wet spot or something. You know.
Usually, you have to hit a DC 10 is an unmovable object.
You can flub it, but it's be hard.
Don't roll a 1 or 2.
Yeah, thanks.
Like me.
I'm making it a DC 12 to catch it afire. You know, so it's pretty easy.
Okay.
10 to hit.
So it's impossible. I get it.
It's not impossible. 12 is pretty easy.
You just did it. You got a 15.
Wow.
Yeah, boom.
You lit your feet on fire.
We're gonna move it up to the thing here, and we're gonna rotate.
And then I ducked it back down behind the terror.
There's a little
Blooddorf.
Now, does Firebolt have any audio parts to it?
Does not usually.
Yeah, so it doesn't make a big explosion, but there's a little sound of as the fire actually catches in the rigging there. But it's unclear if that caused any kind of
flammable object hit by this spell ignites if it isn't worn or carried.
Yeah, there you go. It's neither of those things. It's neither worn nor carried, and so there you go. It's flammable. It's doing its thing.
He hurls a mote of fire.
Okay.
What is
at a creature object within range?
Ball, like a little moat, you know.
And it is
like a
verbal. It has verbal and somatic components.
So we did have to say some stuff. So
and normally when you fire something, unless you have like a bonus action or something to hide,
give me a role-playing noise you would make as you hurl with all that energy and you're capturing your inner feelings.
I've been muttering for two turns, and it eventually comes out as the crazy ends up coming out as fire.
Burn after burn.
Okay.
Down.
So why don't we do this? Why don't you make a stealth check with disadvantage because you're casting this spell?
That sounds more than fair. I love it. Let's do that. Okay. I'm a little farther back, and I did that, and I want the guys to get a little bit of their attention, but maybe not. All right. So
you're still within 6 of me, though, so you're still good.
That's good. Here's 1. That's a 20.
Well, that's a
we're
nat
never
20,
gonna see that.
That's the
and that's another nat 20.
Double nat 20s.
I don't even hear you mumbling.
The wind picks up because Agma said that this was to happen.
None of us know that even came from you. We don't even know where that came from.
I need you to role play.
The freaking dwarves are shooting at their own masks.
Knock yourself out. Whatever you want to have happened there just happened. What do you want?
Okay. As I've been muttering to myself, I've also gotten the reindeer, Persephone, who I'm in tune with, right? Because I ride its rider. And as I pull in the crazy that I've been muttering this entire time about this holy war, my head gets more and more like heated and inflamed, and then eventually this crazy just burps out of me. But at the exact same time, a huge gale picks up and carries this craziness into the sails.
Nice. All right. So Seppi, you also, because normally I do an attack damage thing, but because you're not really attacking anybody, you can take a look. You already own one card. Take a look and see if this card is better. This card is reroll a skill or attack roll. So it gives you a reroll for pretty much for most.
And then the other one is what?
I don't know what you have right now.
The other one is this card be handed to the GM at any time for the succeed on a skill check, and that one's both.
This one is a reroll for either. And this
no, I'll keep the one that I have. I'll take
keeping the automatic.
I'll keep the automatic one.
All right. And because you rolled a nat 20, I'll also give you the fire can be twice as big if you want it. You want?
Oh yeah.
Well,
That's- I can't help it.
the nat 20 was for stealth, just so you know.
Oh, it was stealth. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Fair enough. So you were like silent. You did it, but you did it in a way. You digging deep into your arcanic knowledge. You were able to really whisper this thing, but very, very aggressively, and made it happen.
Well, it's Persephone, really. That the red fear reindeer is really a thing.
Okay. So I just got to do a little thing here.
Never tell me the odds. No, really, I don't want to know.
Thanks, hon.
Seppi, make a perception check.
Oh, I'd love to fail. I've already got all my succeeding out for today. Perception, I'm not the worst. Oh, that's good. 15.
15.
Yeah, that's great. It's great. 15's great.
You hear a creak on the dock behind you, like right around here.
Oh, I'm looking.
See my ping?
No,
Nope.
I didn't.
I'm in the wrong layer. Sorry. You hear a ping. You hear a creak in the dock right around here.
That's troubling. Persephone, why did you do that?
But I'm sure it's nothing. It's probably just the wind. Snow Leopard's turn.
I am going to attempt to climb up this thing again. Cheese and crow. I cannot get up this thing.
Well, you know, cats.
So-
it's
So I'll roll a stealth check. I got to roll a stealth check anyway. And
I just rolled a natural 3 trying to climb.
Is that
Back pause.
Oh no, a 2.
is that how we end the session?
20 though, stealth. 20 stealth.
20. It's a 20. Yeah, actually, probably should. Can we go for one more round? Could you one more turn?
It's up
I'm
to
gonna stop.
people with time constraints. I'm cool.
I can-
I can do it.
Here.
I can.
Why don't we pause at the stop of the turn? Well, we started a little late. Why don't we play one more round? So this cat is still stuck.
All right. So I tried to climb it. That's obviously the wrong spot on the boat. So I move along the base of the boat. So I'm under the bridge right here.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put a little
And
marker on you,
that's
John.
my turn.
So
Yeah.
we remember next time you're under the boat. I'm gonna put
Right.
a little blue circle or something here, and we're gonna be like, why is that blue? Oh yeah, he was under the boat. Okay, so
Everybody blue is on the ice.
Yeah, Shadeen.
Yeah.
What do you want to do here, sir? do one more round.
Well, I'll do my stealth first. How's that?
Sounds good.
I'm going to be stealthy and quiet now that I've actually said the words. You won't be seeing me. Bejeebus. How about a 17?
You get to add a D4 to that.
Oh, how about a 17 plus?
How about a 21?
How about a 21?
Wow. Okay, Shadeen, you are like a stealthy ninja.
I am indeed.
What are you doing?
I'm going. I got the wrong icon. Okay. 1, a 2, a 3. And I'm scanning the boat, which is clearly the only area a threat might come from.
All right, make a
Can I make a
perception check.
perception check for you, Russell?
Yeah, there you go.
Make a perception check for you.
That seems like the right thing.
How about a 1?
It's a 0. It's a 0, not a 1.
It's a 0. It's actually a nat 1. So, Craig, you got to give up your blue card.
Yeah,
Work it
that's
over.
fine. Take it
You rolled
away,
a natural
Russell.
1. And you're starting to feel, Craig, this whole mission is a lark. There's probably nobody here. It's just fine.
Yeah.
The boat's feeling empty. You don't even notice the sails are on fire. Because it was so stealthily done. You're not even aware enough to look up and hear and see the fire on the sails.
No, I'm thinking this is a. You know what? This is just more shenanigans like your bard from earlier this.
Yeah,
evening.
right. This whole thing's a.
I don't know how to get rid of this card. How do I get rid of this card?
You click it.
Yeah.
Click it.
And then you drag it out from the little place it clicks.
Clicky.
Yeah.
And then you drag it onto the table, and then I can delete it for you.
You click it twice. There you go.
There you go. Okay. All right. All right. Ulrich,
All right, enough of this shenanigans sneaking around. There's no paladin stuff. All right. Aha! 10 here, 25 to there. What's this window? Can I climb in this window?
Oh, are you no longer
Leroy Jenkins?
Leroy Jenkins. Here we go.
Right now I just need to get the position where I can charge these bastards.
All right, so you're at the edge of the window. Are you looking inside there?
I'm gonna climb through this thing and bat somebody.
Are you just gonna jump right through the window?
Yeah, you betcha.
All right. So Ulrich leaps through the window. Doo-doo-doo. All right. And that's a great spot to pause, but we're going to finish the round now. So Ulrich leaps through the window, and you see, I'm going to fix this for you so you can see stuff. Now, nobody else sees this, but I didn't put the whole line of sight thing on because I kind of feel like that slows things down too much. So I'm going to do let me just go to the map layer real quick. And we're going to, here we go. Can everybody see inside the boat now? Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you see, and this is sort of interesting, you see, and you didn't move quietly, right? You're not trying to.
I just jumped in and I'm like,
I just smashed through
right, and you're like,
window.
well, the window's open. There's no glass in it. It's just an opening in the thing.
Well, that's just a missed opportunity right there.
Yeah. So he comes blopping right in there, and in the room, just finishing armoring up, like they just woke up. There are four dwarf looking creatures, but as a dwarf yourself, these are not your mama's dwarves. And I can show you some pictures here just to make things interesting. So there's one dwarf that looks like this. He looks like this, and he is he's sort of getting ready to he was just finishing putting, there's actually two. There's two that look like that, just finishing putting their armor on, like they just woke up from a nap, actually. And I'm going to go here and make them visible to you here, Ulrich. So you can see there's one here, and he is in the, there's one there, and there's the other one right here on the other side. They look like that guy. And then there's this one in the back, and he's got like a hood and a beard, and you've seen his type before. But then the really interesting one, who's just literally slipping his helmet on, he looks like this, which is sort of cool. He's just put his helmet on there, and he's got his big shield like right at his feet, and he's sitting there and he's looking up at you, and he looks a little bit surprised actually. Oops, Siri's trying to talk to me, and he's standing there as well. And so these four guys are standing there, and they are all kind of like surprised that you just come leaping into the room right in front of them there.
So are they surprised?
Well, they are surprised by you, yes.
So is it a surprise round? Do they have a reaction with the question?
You have the way surprise works, right, is you get you go out a turn for them, but it doesn't jump ahead right now. So you get they can't.
Well, if they're surprised, they don't get to act this round, is what it is.
They don't get to act this round, but you don't get any free activities.
No, I'm not looking for a free activity. I wonder if they get a reaction on me.
They don't get to act this round. I don't think it turns reactions off though.
I think because you don't get to react. So yeah, I would think you don't get reaction because you're surprised. You're like, oh.
Okay. So I'm going to do what every good dwarf does. I'm going to run. I'm going to jump back out here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is just so I'm clear. This is the window right here, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's this thing right here? That's
a door.
Oh, it is a door. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to step right here in front of this door. I'm going to jump out and be like, boys, they're in there.
All right. Okay.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. Yeah. I'm going to stay. I'm gonna stay right here is where I'm gonna end up stopping. All right.
How much movement did you have, Joe?
So that's 30 feet in if I do a dash movement, I can move. That's gonna be another.
He has those boots of striding.
Oh, he has boots. That's right. I forgot.
Don't you remember you getting those awesome boots?
I forgot about the boots. Yeah. All right. Excellent. So Ulrich pops in and runs out of the door, and they're all sort of surprised. They were just getting up it looked like they're getting up for the evening sort of situation.
There's four in there. Get them.
All right. And it is Euphemia's turn.
Yep. What Ms. Euphemia is going to do.
And remember, you guys can't see these guys. You just because there's a walls in the way. There's a one little window, but you
There's
heard
an open window right
Ulrich
here
yell about it. Yeah.
She's going to climb right to there.
on the roof.
Yep.
Are you on the roof? Okay.
Yep. Oh, the worst roll for a halfling.
And you
Still
get
22
plus,
though.
and a
Still
plus
22.
4, plus D4.
Plus D4.
Did you make your climb check?
I made a 22 plus D4 for that.
Okay. Yeah, you made the climb check.
Okay. And then what I'm going to do, since Ulrich went before me and says they're in there, I'm going to kind of position myself, waiting for people to either come out the window or come out the door that's an enemy and let loose an arrow.
Shoot.
Euphemia, you're waiting. Make a note for next time, Euphemia, so you remember that, because we're going to pause the end of the round here.
Okay.
So you're holding your action to shoot somebody who leaves, I guess. And Pyrrhic, you are up.
I am currently stealthed, or am I currently not stealthed? Because I rolled that 20.
I think you are out of my range right now. So
yeah.
So you don't have the plus 10. It doesn't mean you can't be stealthy, but you just won't have the plus 10.
Okay.
So right here, you would get it back.
I'm gonna move there, staying stealth and casting mage armor from my staff, keeping an eye of the sound. And I'm gonna turn in my card to automatically succeed, no matter how many disadvantages I have.
Oh, to be stealthy?
Yeah, to maintain stealth while casting mage armor from my staff.
Nice. So you automatically succeed at being stealthy. Great.
Yeah,
and you are and move yourself to where you're going to go.
Whatever stealth movement. Somebody ping how far I can move.
Half speed.
So you can probably get about here.
One. I can normally do 6. Isn't that right? 1.
So you'd be able to go 3. Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm very concerned about this sound here, but letting people know that I'm concerned would let those people know where I am. So I don't want to do that.
Are you?
But I do want to put my mage armor. No, I'm keeping an eye on Persephone. That's why I'm looking in that direction. I'm hoping Shadine's universe cares for me, but I'm not holding my breath.
The universe cares for itself.
That's exactly it. What does mage armor look like for this? So I have it for next turn.
It's a cool mage armor symbol. Yeah.
Is that good?
That sounds good. As long as you know
and then I'll turn my card in because it was really well used.
Euphemia, use the stopwatch to indicate that you're holding your action and time has stopped for you.
I have one quick question, Russ, before we end for the night.
Yeah.
How much snow is on the roof? And are there any little snow drifts from wind gathering?
There's no real drifts because the wind blows the snow off the roof pretty easily. So the roof only has a couple inches on it.
Okay, never mind. I was going to see if I had enough to hide in.
It's weird that we snuck up on them so perfectly. Now I feel like we're the ones getting ambushed. I wonder how that happened.
All right.
Shoot a fireball in there.
I would, but suddenly somebody's by the door and standing on the roof.
Yep, that's right. You put it in there and it blows up inside.
All right. So that's where we're going to end tonight. We're going to start. I'm going to make a couple notes for myself here, but excellent. Thank you for the great session. And we'll see you guys next time on Roleplay 8 Charisma.
Achievement unlocked. You've made it to the end of another D6 Generation episode, the podcast whose humor has universally been acclaimed as not too horrible. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at info@the d6generation.com. If for some inexplicable reason you actually enjoyed this show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Thanks for listening and happy gaming.